Hi Sagittarius. Welcome to Gemini season. Okay, let's see what comes out for you. What are the energies? Okay, King of Swords reversed. You might be dealing with the King of Swords reversed. This is tough, you know. Sometimes it's someone who can like spout daggers through their words. They can be a little bit or a lot, maybe distant, detached, someone who may have disappeared. There's sometimes a selfish quality that comes through here. It doesn't mean they're always that way. It could just be a temporary blip on the radar. But I think someone's behavior, someone's actions, someone's words is really cutting right now. It's probably cutting you pretty deep. And it's probably triggering stuff, you know, that's unhealed, undealt with, and all of that. So it's actually a blessing in disguise, if I'm being honest with you. Even if it's painful, even if it's hard, it's your soul, your spirit guides, your watchers way of like getting you to wake up a little bit. And sometimes it takes someone like this to like get us to like be like, okay, now I get it. We got to go through the painful experiences and we have to have the harsh conversations. Whether that's someone who exchanges harsh, my bangs are trying to grow my bangs out, the harsh words they exchange with us or that we exchange with them, or, you know, kind of goes both ways sometimes, right? So starting this off, you know, a blessing in disguise. It's important that you see it that way, even though it might really suck. If you've been ghosted, if you've been completely like mistreated, maybe there's even been some legal stuff going on too. What it's doing is it's actually helping you to lay a foundation for your future. Weirdly enough, the King of Swords reversed is giving you a foundation. It's giving you the lessons that you need for what is coming next. You guys, can we just, it's like you and Gemini, right? You and your opposite sign. The 8th house activity in Cancer, North Node, Mars going through there, and then the eclipses coming up in Cancer season, it's going to be big for you. And the shedding and totally getting rid of the stuff that's been holding you back. So there's freedom in here somewhere. And that's a beautiful thing. And it's that freedom that you can then use to leverage. The Three of Coins, I always see it as my leverage card. It's the energy by which we use past experiences to create something better in the future. Always, always, always. Sometimes we take a long time to get there, but I don't see you guys taking a long time. This transformation is happening fast, and it is happening right now. Those of you wanting romantic partnerships, you're laying the foundation energetically, right? Those of you who are wanting business, more money, quitting your day job, those of you who are wanting better health, whatever it is, the foundation is being laid now. Okay, beautiful. Really amazing. If you are going through any kind of court stuff or negotiations, mediations, child custody, that kinds of things, with these two cards, even though the other person might be being a little bit nasty, I see it going, wow, okay, I see it going well. You're probably the King of Cups coming out here in the upright position, just with the 8th house Mars, you know. We often take on the personality of where Mars is transiting in terms of like, or we take on that kind of vibe, right? Mars is so powerful. It's like this pulling feeling. So you can't help but be doing the 8th house kind of thing, the Scorpio kind of thing. You just can't help it. So the Ace of Coins is suggesting a winning. This is what you get out of it. Not that you're trying to get something out of the situation, not that you're trying to leverage this person or whatever, but like at least there's something that comes from it. At least there's some good that comes from dealing with this kind of nonsense. And there is some good. We'll clarify these in the comprehensive to kind of get an idea of like what this might be or what you could be looking at. But honestly, the Ace of Coins, it's okay to leave that as a blank because the universe has really good ideas for what it wants for you. And it's because you're laying the foundation and because hopefully you're taking a positive outlook on everything, that door is going to open up soon. It's important that you acknowledge that it will open up soon. Okay, it is important that you acknowledge that, but also not sit there and wait for it. Allow it to come gently. Allow it to come without force, without desperation, without any kind of like, I need it now, because when we take on that kind of energy, it makes it so much harder for the stuff to come in. Be careful of what you're putting out there. Honestly, this is what you need. Dealing with the King of Swords, you're going to need your emotional stability. You're going to need your emotional rock, because I don't know. I mean, Sagittarius, like the stereotype, right, is often Sagittarius can just be like, bleh, and say the whole thing and spout it off and have not little regard for that. But honestly, 8th house Mars, 7th house Mercury, like, I don't know, not this month. You're probably going to be holding back, watching what you say, being diplomatic, 7th house, right, house of Libra. Being a little bit more diplomatic and not getting yourself into trouble. So you seem to be taking the superior energy or the higher level expression of your kind of vibe right now. And I don't see you being too affected by the King of Swords reversed. Internally, you might be like, oh my God. But externally, you're dealing with it very well and dealing with it with an air of grace and dignity and diplomacy, you know? King of Cups is like a beautiful, I mean, it's passionate. It's kind of like King of Wands too, like it's passionate. It can get obsessed with what it wants. I think you know what you want. Like, you know the kind of relationship you want. You know the kind of financial thing that you're trying to work for. You know what it is. There might be some frustration in like not being able to see how you get there, but you know what it is. King of Cups always knows. And you may be a little bit obsessed with something right now, to be honest with you. You might be, especially if, you are in a legal thing. It's probably like your number one focus right now. You might be obsessed with a goal or obsessed with some kind of achievement that you're wanting to like really get under your belt. Nothing wrong with that as long as it's healthy and as long as it's not disrupting the peace in your life. If it becomes like overwhelming, then that can be, disruptive. But otherwise, obsession is what accomplishes things. What else? For Sagittarius. So there is conflict. But see, oh my God, like the King of Cups, like handles a 5 of Wands like no problem. It almost is like annoyingly, it's annoying how unfazed a King of Cups can be, which probably triggers the 5 of Wands even more because you're sitting so high. I just had to put this out there because I know that there are people who are cross-watching this who are dealing with a Sagittarius who's being somewhat problematic or whatever. Feel free to reverse the roles, okay? Because we all kind of can take on one or the other. So I just want to put that out there. I'm going to probably start saying that in all my readings. Feel free to flip the roles. But anyway, for you, Sagittarius, like annoyingly unfazed, which makes this person even that much more annoyed. And you may even cause the 5 of Wands specifically to get this person to kind of like really show you their hand, to really show you their true colors, to solidify or to validate some kind of intuitive ping that you've been getting. Clearly you're like, something's off about this person if you don't know already. Like some of you already know, but some of you, you're like, I don't really know. I don't really know how to feel about this. I don't really know how to go about navigating this. And so you take on this whole like, okay, well, I might push a little bit of buttons. Maybe you might cause a little bit of drama, but then like you might cause it to kind of get everyone sort of riled up. But then like you're kind of like, okay, stepping back. And then that like makes people kind of get more fired up. Do you see what I mean? Because you're wanting people to expose themselves. You're wanting people to be their true self, to be authentic. And in order to kind of push people over the edge, you might have some tricks up your sleeve. I don't see manipulation, and I don't see like anything negative, black magic kind of stuff with the King of Cups at all. Nothing like that. It's just like, we need to get this situation to break so that we can finally fix it once and for all, right? You might be trying to get a situation to break because you know that in order to leverage, you need to lay it down first, right? You need to deconstruct everything first. So it's not like a tower. It's not like something massive or huge. It's just like pulling down a belief, pulling down someone's kind of ego, just like, let's get that out of the way. Let's move it over here so that we can have a clear path so that then we can move forward. So, stirring the pot a little bit simply to forge a path forward. That's all I'm seeing. Nothing too much of a big deal. And again, like, you're being annoyingly unfazed to the point where people are like, why isn't Sagittarius like getting involved? Like maybe they kind of started it, or maybe they said something that did this, and you just step back and you just watch. Just watch the kind of pieces come crumbling down a little bit, so that you can then be unobstructed. Again, nothing psychologically damaging at all, nothing like that. But you kind of need the people to retaliate a little bit, right? Because you've been dealing with this for so long. Like, you need to get rid of this once and for all, whatever it is. You've been... like, you need this person to retaliate, or you need this person to do something so you can then, like, I don't know, like I said, like, have an excuse to finally get rid of it, maybe. Have an excuse to finally be like, okay, that's over. Like, that's over for good. That's over for real. That chapter's done for real. Now I can go find a real romantic partnership. I can go find a real partner. I can go find a job at a better company, right? A lot of times I see these energies coming out or manifesting in the workplace, especially if you live in or you work in like a gossipy, politics, bureaucratic type of place that might have a lot of different departments, and there's a lot of, talking behind each other's backs and all that. I often see these cards representing that kind of stuff. Sibling stuff, absolutely, but also within relationships too. So, it goes all over the place. Five of Swords, though, it does need to be over with. And I know that you are hyper aware, right? I know that Sagittarius is hyper aware of their blockages, of their obstructions. Like, they know exactly what the thing is that's preventing them from like moving forward to the Ace of... See, I'm looking at, and you'll see it when the cards come by, or when oh my God, Mercury and Gemini. I swear to God, this Gemini energy, it always gets me all like short-circuited as a Virgo. It's like the opposite side of my ruling planet. But you'll see how far away the Ace of Coins is from the King of Cups, and how there's kind of obstruction toward the Ace of Coins. So like, that Ace of Coins is there. 100% what you're trying to do and what you're trying to get. And you also know exactly what the problem is in trying to get there. So at least you have this super clear mind, and you have this super clear path. That's helpful. That is really, really helpful, because then it's just a matter of doing something about it. It's just a matter of doing something about it. It's kind of a mixture of amazing blessings and open doors. It's like a little bit of a crossover from like the past and the future. There's just a little bit of an overlap going on. And Ace of Coins, Ace of Cups, readily trying to make their way to you. Now, for those of you who have open energy, for those of you who aren't afraid to tackle issues head on, which Sagittarius never really is, this is just like the renewal. Like if you are in a relationship, this is actually potentially you guys reconciling and working it out, or finding a new partner. If it's something else, it's just merely establishing peace. I don't even have anything else more to say. It's just establishing peace. And again, it is because of this King of Swords that you're able to do that. Please be sure to see the blessings in what's going on. As hard and annoying as it might be, making you stronger, making you more aware. So many aces. Oh my gosh. Truth comes out. Hearts are exposed. Opportunities are presented. New seeds are planted. What did I say about an exchange? You exchanging harsh truths with the King of Swords exchanging a harsh truth with you. You may butt heads, but ultimately I see agreements. Again, like if you are in some kind of a legal situation, I see things working out well for you, or at least for both of you, like really coming to terms with a solution that everybody's happy with. And I see freedom because of these. I don't see Sagittarius feeling trapped or confined at all at this point. I don't see you being restricted. I think Sagittarius is like, let's make a deal. Let's make a deal. Let's get it done. That's why the provocation. Because you kind of need to know how to angle this negotiation. You need to know how to angle this whole like narrative that's going to probably come up. What are the hot buttons for this person if you don't already know? What are the hot buttons? What are the triggers? How do you incentivize someone to settle? How do you incentivize someone to settle? And you have to push buttons in order to know that, to know what they really care about. Like, what do they truly care about? Like, really, really, truly. I see this working out so well. Queen of, this is a perfect blend of masculine and feminine. Sagittarius, for the fact that you are coming through as so much water, there might be like also another female influence here, some kind of an advisor. Really good advice she has, by the way. There could be, like, because you're taking on a more masculine approach here. I think you just kind of have to in order to deal. I don't see you wanting to inflict any harm or at all, right? But I think this is like, if this is a coach, if this is an attorney, if this is a doctor, if this is a whatever, I think that they are absolutely 100% like giving you the advice that is in your best interest, all right? And it's probably a really good idea to pay attention to them. They might have some nuggets of gold that you might perceive as things that are not so great, right? Ace of Swords can be harsh, you know, but ultimately it's leading you here. This is what she's trying to give you, okay? Yeah, you're going to have to take on the masculine in dealing with this whole thing. I also think that you care too. Like, you don't not care about this person. So it's not necessarily about writing them off and cutting them out entirely, but more about just readjusting the dynamic. Kind of a weird reading for you guys, but ultimately Mars in the 8th, it can cause drama. It's a very dramatic placement for Mars. Let's put this down, okay? Alrighty, let me flip the camera over the way I do. 1 second, okay. And then, so you can see, this is what I was saying, like how far away the Ace of Coins is away from the King of Cups, and there's just like this obstructed path here. This whole like mess before you can get to the gold. But she's got gold, the universe has gold, and they're triangulating you, so it's unavoidable that these are going to make their way to you, okay? It's like a nice trine, right? The triangle trine. It's a trining angle, so it's definitely going to be making its way to you soon. Power, 4 of coins. Standing firm, standing your ground. Look, you know, King of Cups, you know what you want. This is a card of Sagittarius too, the 8 of Wands. I love that. Because once it's resolved, it's like whoosh, super swift motion into the whole next thing, right? Because you're laying the foundation already. Again, it's crossover too. There's overlap between the old stuff and the new stuff. So as the new stuff is filtering in and you're trying to resolve the old stuff, the new stuff is going to like completely pick up. Now, Sagittarius, right, first house, the sun is now in your second hemisphere, houses 7 through 12. So over the course of the next 4 and 5 months, as the sun transits, continues with your 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th houses, there's going to be a lot of external activity going on, right? A lot of external activity. Venus is going to come into the 7th, and then she'll make her way into the 8th. So there's a lot of business potential, romantic potential, a lot of potential for new stuff coming online for you, big time. As Mars makes its way into Virgo in the next several months, it's going to be all about progress, okay? Standing firm. I love the square, like the strongest shape, strongest, most sturdy shape. You are unbendable. You are unshakable. So no matter what this is, you are the one who is in the position of power. Okay? This person has no clout at all. There's no they're grasping onto nothing, which is why it's so easy. This is why there was no Tower card coming out, because what does the Tower card have anything to do with anything? All you got to do is push this person just a little bit to get you to show them their cards, and they fall apart. It's like so easy. It's like a house of cards, really. Maybe that's what I'll call the reading. It's literally like a house of cards, this person. And you just gotta tap it one little bit and boom, it falls apart. And then you have all the leverage that you need to break it off, to move on. It's like not even hard. Seriously, it's not even hard. All right, let's look at the astrology card. Air element, communicating. Well, isn't that perfect for a Gemini season? Mercury, right? It is about communicating. It is about truth. It is about the exchange. It's for the sake of good things, though. I don't think you wish this person any harm whatsoever. It's just like annoying that you have to deal with it. And this person's just unstable and a little immature, and they're just going through something, and it's fine. We all do, and you just gotta deal with it and move on. You make peace, and you make peace with your words. Your words, like I said, 7th house, 8th house, it's gonna be really purposeful, more restricted than normal. It's gonna be more diplomatic and more willing to negotiate. So, I mean, I don't even know what else to say. Let's pull one of these Sacred Spirit cards, and then we'll start pulling the clarifiers for you guys. Whoops, almost bent that card in half. Okay, I'm not going to take all of them, but I will take the top one, Hidden Realms. Create conscious awareness. By the way, guys, this deck is so beautiful. I swear, it's called the Sacred Spirit deck by Anna Stark. If you guys want to pick it up, it's so pretty. I am going to read this, though, because I'm still learning the cards. And I think it's better to just pull it from a totally neutral third party. Let me see. Right now, you are being asked to connect to the hidden realms, expanding your consciousness to open your mind wide and reconnect with your soul for deep healing and transformation. There is much to be learned from the hidden realms that can assist you in your waking life. Examine your dream cycles and interpret your subconscious messages. Creating conscious awareness will allow you to actively connect to your universal guardians, the elements, and celestial realm. Like any learned skill, practice will improve the strength of your connection. Pay attention to any symbols, animals, or visual images that appear in your life now, as there is deep meaning that applies to you. So, I like these because they kind of give like something, a little bit of a message that it's not necessarily always related to everything. You are going to need to tap into the higher levels of consciousness and awareness to deal with this. unevolved or kind of lower expression Sagittarians can very easily get lost in this kind of drama and get lost in like the gossip and talking behind each other's backs and complaining, right? And it's just a matter of letting this person be transparent without you being so transparent yourself. And just like I said, maintaining your power. Coming at this with a place of compassion, from a place of like, okay, that person's just like really trapped in their ego and they have no idea. This person is just really trapped by their desire and they have no idea. You know, like coming at it like that from a higher level of knowing, this becomes easy peasy, right? It truly does. It's not even a thing. I don't see Sagittarius getting that affected or like emotional about anything. I think you're more looking forward to the Eight of Wands and the Aces and just being like, okay, I'm ready. Let's go, go, go. Let's make it happen. Chop, chop, you know? And I think you do. Whatever you're trying to accomplish becomes accomplished quite quickly. So let's look at the King of Swords. Okay, three people. Maybe there was a cheating thing or a third party situation or some kind of false dealing. Wow, a lot of cards came out for them. They might be quite opportunistic. Again, I really love the way you handle them. I do. I love the way you leverage the situation to your benefit. Not that that's what you wanted. I'm sure that's not what you wanted. These are going to be the cards that we're going to cover in the comprehensive. The link will be in the description box down below. I usually talk for like another 20 to 25 minutes. So if you want to join me, of course, you're more than welcome. Interesting how that Three of Coins is actually quite stressed. It might be you getting to the place of wanting to negotiate that could be the problem. Oh my gosh, so many aces, you guys. Holy cow. Coins, coins, coins on coins on coins. Yeah, like you're nobody's fool. You're not. You're nobody's fool. Ah, see, well, the Fool reversed. You know what you're doing. You know exactly what you're doing. I like the Fool reversed, by the way. I do. I like it. In this scenario. Another Eight of Wands. Beautiful. Wands reversed. You're definitely up against someone's ego. For sure. Someone's ego is super hot right now. Diplomacy, diplomacy, diplomacy. I cannot stress that enough, you guys. I can't stress it enough. That's totally everything you need. I feel like your life is going to start getting easier. I feel like you're going to start feeling so much less obliged. Like you don't owe anybody anything. You don't owe anybody anything. Do one. Where is this Eight of Wands going though? I feel like one more for that one because I feel like the Eight of Wands is going to actually, like, because you're like moving on, that could be the thing that's also causing additional drama. Like people don't want to see you moving on at all. People don't want to see you moving on. People don't want to see you succeeding without them. Okay, lots to talk about still. But if you take nothing away from this, diplomacy, right? That's what you really, really need to know. So thank you guys so much. I wish you absolutely nothing but the best. Have an amazing rest of your Gemini season, and I will see you next month. Take care. Bye-bye.